thought it was a great game. Slow, awkward start. Blame Friday night. But that safety was like the first sign that our defense is getting their act together, and I thought that was exceptional. It was good to see Goforth back. He was really effective in his return. Can't wait to get that angry giraffe back in the middle.
I know we need it, don't we?
I love calling him that too. That's literally my wife's nickname for me, and she drew me a comic strip to make fun of me.
That's awesome. Tell your wife we like her already. She sounds awesome.
She is, man. I also like that. I thought a lot of players got a chance tonight. Look, Foreman's had a lot of chance all season long, but it was good to see him like he was fired up and getting that TFL. I was really wondering all season long why Dye's great. We love Dye. Don't take anything away from Dye, but I thought we were going to have kind of a I can't say thunder and lightning package, but that we might see a little bit more of Austin this year, and we haven't. And I was wondering if he wasn't showing up in practice or what it was. But you see, when he got his chance this game, he did it.
Yeah, I like the way one thing I like about Austin is that he goes, and when he plants his foot and he cuts, he goes, and he seems like a load. But I think his problem was, and we've been talked about it a couple times on the show, he's been missing some blocks. You know what I mean? And that's how you get in the doghouse. If you're not picking up those blocks, if you don't know your assignments on that blocking, and that's the same reason I think is keeping the freshman phenom off the field and Raleek Brown, because freshmen, it takes them a while. These little nuances, and not knowing where it's going to come from. Sometimes that's what takes them the time. They know which hole to hit, but when it comes to that pass blocking, that's the thing usually I think takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, the other thing with Raleek, is as a freshman, we see it a lot, right? But guys got to learn to run north and south, all this east and west. And you heard Petros made that comment about him trying to get to the outside, and Petros said, the D is showing him that it's not that easy at this level. Sometimes you just got to go for it. I feel like, but Petros he is lightning, right? I mean, Raleek is the potential lightning.
Yes.
I think Petros is just jealous of his speed, but no, that's a good point. Maybe he's just Raleek's used to be able to do that in high school, right? You're not in high school, just like these college guys. The college guys that go to the pros that think they can get it outside when the line, the defensive end is faster than they are. So I mean, when they jump up in these levels, maybe it's just something hard for them to break, an old habit that I'm sure that he will work his way out of.
Yeah, one other thing I noticed in the game was possibly our only really good kickoff return of the year, maybe our second. Was that Raleek or was that Taj? Do you guys remember that when we got it up to the 45?
That was Raleek.
Yeah. So again, he starts going north and south, and you get somewhere. But yeah, he did start that off with a nice move.
And I think in the first one he got out to the 28. So I mean, we're getting better, right? We're not getting stopped inside the 20 anymore. But how about this? Yeah. How many flags on both teams on special teams plays on kick? It seemed like every kick and every punt, it seemed like there was a flag thrown. I remember. I can't remember who it was, but on the radio broadcast, it was either I think it was Arbogast brought up that point. It's like every single kick, every kickoff, every single punt, the Pac-12's throwing a holding penalty on every single time.
And Papadakis said the same thing when that one went off and there were no flags. He said, "And no flags."
Yeah, that 40-yard run, I was looking for a flag because I was like, "Oh my God, no flag!" It was amazing. But I'll credit the referees because that first safety, right? I'm yelling from my seat. That was grounding. There was nobody. He threw it away. He was in the tackle box.
Yeah.
Went down, and they called it right. They called it right immediately. So that was good to see.
Was it immediate? Because on TV,
it took a while. No, they were thinking about it. I think they conferred to make sure. I think they did the right thing. They did kind of confer to make sure, and then he threw it. But the problem was when he dropped back, first he turned his right, and then he went left, and like Rick said, he didn't get outside the tackles. There was no way he did. So that was absolutely a great call.
He wasn't even close.
Yeah, they conferred, but I saw the flag on. Once the flag went, okay, it was going to be intentional grounding. That was the call that you had to make, and they did.
Yeah.
How did you
Yeah,
guys
so
feel about the USC offensive line tonight? Good, bad, somewhere in the middle? How do you think they did?
I thought they were pretty in the middle. We're still pretty injury ridden.
And there were some free rushers that really, it looked like they couldn't even chip or anything. They just came right through the line. That's why you saw a couple of sacks against Caleb where they just there was one play where the guy came on the edge, right? And the guy came right up the middle. So Caleb couldn't roll out to the outside because there was a guy there being blocked, but still blocking. And that guy came right out and there was nowhere for him to go. And then a couple of those, they just swallowed up the pocket. So there's some work to be done. But like Tony said, we're playing, second string. And then later on, what I really liked, Austin, is we got to see a little bit of the future with some of the linemen that came in. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on social media. I keep forgetting the dude's name, but there's a guard that we have that like does the splits and all sorts of stuff. But he had a great block to spring one of those first downs late in the game. So it's
Cooper Lovelace.
That's it. Thank you, Rick. Lovelace. He's very athletic and he looked quick, and it looks like when you have you're pulling your tight your tackle and your guard on some of these plays, especially on those like Riley likes to pull. Well, there's all the times they're pulling. That guy's going to be so athletic and get out in front. It's going to be amazing to watch him. So it's good. I'm really high on the depth. I was worried about our offensive line depth. That was one of the reasons why I thought that we were going to lose 4 games this year because I thought we were going to lose some linemen. I'm not as worried now because we've been playing with backups and doing well. Like Tony said, not great, but in the middle, which is all you need with this offense. With Riley calling the plays, with the skill players we have, we don't need an all-world offensive line. We just need them to give him time protection. And like Rick was saying, these guys love to get out and run block. Man, you give these guys are nasty. Let them get out there and block. That's exactly what they want to do.